Hello, how are we doing today? I have two cameras here, but I'm gonna focus on this one. All right, maybe I'll just move this one a little bit. It's a little close. Okay, hello. Hi, Nikki. Hi, everybody. Hi, Gabby. So today we're gonna be talking about money. My love, I love you too. Hello, Anton. This is a great webinar for you, Anton. We're going to be talking about money in the acting and modeling world, about expenses. So modeling, acting, expenses. So make sure if you have any questions, please write them in the chat now so that I can make sure I get to them. And don't forget about you. Hello, Mike. So money in the acting world and modeling world. It's a hot topic and it's a very important topic. It's a topic that always needs to be discussed because it's a topic that people really don't even think about when they're like, oh, I could be an actor. I could do that. It's just memorizing lines, right? Oh, I could do that. And it's like, well, people actually go to school for this. Go to grad school, spend $120,000 on an undergrad education, and then more money on graduate school. So you have to remember that this is a serious career, just like everyone else. Good luck with your job interview, Anton. So we have to remember that we have to take this business as serious as we do if you're going to become a doctor. Hello. So as like doctors, they have to go undergrad for college and they study pre-med. So they take all the prerequisites like biology, chemistry, anatomy and physiology, all of those kinds of things, right? And then they go to graduate school and then they do their residency and then they do rounds and they do all these crazy things and they have to have internships and all of these things. And then is when you actually become a doctor. And I think it takes 8 to 12 years. I'm not sure, I'm not a doctor, but I actually did study neuroscience in college besides acting, so I almost became someone who worked in the medical field. But I decided I couldn't pursue my acting and another career at the same time, which is very important. So I decided to just pursue my acting. But I say that because you have to be as serious about this career as someone who is starting, as Jeff Bezos when he started Amazon, as Bill Gates when he started Microsoft, as Steve Jobs when he got rehired by Apple and became their bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to care about your career and know that you should take it as serious as if any other career compared to anyone else, because this career is expensive as anything in life is that you're pursuing that you have to spend your own money on. It's not like you're a 1099, it's not like you're a W-2 employee, not 1099. So you know about taxes, I think I mentioned this before, 1099 means you work for yourself, you claim your own income, no taxes are taken out, you have to take out your own taxes, so make sure you put in a little money saved for your taxes every year, whereas a W-2 employee, so 1099 is like a real estate agent and some acting gigs. And a 1099 employee is like a real estate agent, someone who has to take their own expenses out, claim their own stuff, get their own accountant, pay for all of that. And then a W-2 employee is someone who works at Starbucks, works at Apple, is a nurse, a million other types of jobs. And those people do not have to, they don't really get to have many deductions on their taxes because the employer is providing so much for them. The employer really should, I don't know if they do, but they really should provide you with a uniform, provide you with food, all those kinds of things. So I say that because as an actor, you're pursuing your own business, you're your own CEO, you're your best person, and you are your product. I actually had a very important conversation last night with someone who is a lawyer, actually, about my acting career. Nothing to do with the contract, actually, but about pursuing something law-related and how it would impact my acting career. And I was applying for a comedy role last night. So I was doing a bunch of auditions or self-tapes at home. And one of the questions they asked me was, are you involved in a lawsuit? Do you intend to run for office? Have you ever been on TV in the past 10 years? What shows? And a million other questions like how far are you from the airport? How long will it take you? What's your reel? Your social media? All of these things. And they're asking you that because you're not a regular person when you're an artist, when you're a model or an actor. You are your own brand and you are your product. Like I said before in other webinars, if I work at a plant store, we love the plants. The plants are back. Hello, plants. So if I work at a plant store, I'm selling this little plant to you, right? And this plant is $5.99 and I'm selling it to you. But if I'm an actor, I don't have a plant to sell to you. My plant is actually me. My plant is my face. My plant is my voice. My plant is my body. My plant is my personality. My plant is me. I am my own product. In the way that in the Social Dilemma documentary on Netflix talks about how social media, they're not selling you anything even though there's ads, you're actually the product because advertisements come to you based on what you click on. In the acting world, you are your own product and you are selling yourself in an ethical way, of course. So I bring this up because you have to take this business very seriously. You have to invest. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, there's the whole idea of return on investment or ROI in like finance terms. And ROI, return on investment, means if I'm going to invest, let's say $10 in this sanitizer, this is a good one. I'm going to invest $10 in the stock market in this sanitizer, this brand of sanitizer called Art Naturals. Okay, and let's say I invested in this brand in 2019. And in 2019, was sanitizer a really hot item? I don't think so. I mean, to be honest, just wash my hands like an old person. I never really owned hand sanitizer. I just washed my hands regularly. And then in 2020, I went on a shopping spree to get hand sanitizer because there's this pandemic called Rona. And I was like, well, I'm trying to avoid her. So I was like, nope, let me get some hand sanitizer. And if you do look at the stocks of hand sanitizer in the year 2020, you see that the stocks went skyrocketed. They went all the way up. They went crazy up because people needed hand sanitizer to combat the pandemic. So I bring this up because I put $10 in the stock market. My return on my investment in 2019 for hand sanitizer would have been pretty bad. I probably wouldn't have made any money. I probably might have lost money, to be honest. And we don't want to lose money. No. But if I put $10 in the stock market, let's say on March 1st, 2020, and then on March 12th, it skyrocketed, I made money. So my return on my investment was pretty short. Now, if I spent a year in 2019 investing in hand sanitizer in the stock market, and after a whole year from January 1st, 2019 to January 1st, 2020, I made no money, I'd be like, I'm not gonna invest on this, I'm over it, done. But then I took my money out and I saw in 2020, everything blew up and I was like, darn, I should have put my money in, I should have kept it, let me invest now, but now it's too late. I bring that up because return on investments are tricky, right? You really can't you can't plan the future like that. Stocks are hard. And I'm not talking about stock, I'm talking about acting. Because if you're gonna pursue a career like acting or modeling, you have to be in it for the long haul. Meaning, it's not a time game in the way where it's like you can predict by the time I'm 30, I'm gonna be on Netflix as a series regular. By the time I'm 35, I'm gonna be on Broadway. By the time I'm 20, I'm gonna be in Vogue. By the time I'm 33, I'm going to be on the red carpet winning an Oscar. Like, you can't really predict your life like that. You can have goals, of course, have goals, please, they're very important. But you can't have goals that are so time-centric like that because this industry is not linear. In the doctor industry, like I talked about, you go to school, you graduate, you do your residency, you get paid, you work, you start your own practice, you work in a hospital, you work for someone else. It's linear. You know the steps to become a doctor. As an actor and model, there really is no step involved. Like, some people get discovered at the mall at 7 years old. Some go to school for 8 years and get their MFA and their BFA and go to Juilliard, and they're still not working by the time they're 50. And then they finally get work at 60. Like, Helen Mirren had a very great career, but she really wasn't known on our radar as a famous actress until she was in her middle age, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Viola Davis also talks about this, who's a famous actress. If you don't know her, you probably should. How she really didn't really get recognized in the way she wanted to until she was older. And that's fine. But then there's people like Jennifer Lawrence, who was discovered in a mall and actually never really studied acting, but has natural talent and was able to get gigs and learn from doing. So everybody's different, everybody's on their own journey, and it really needs you to not compare yourself to anybody else but yourself. Only compare yourself to yourself yesterday. And yeah, I know that sounds corny, but I don't care, because that's what you have to do in this industry. If you're comparing yourself to people you graduated with 4 years ago who already are on Netflix, already are on Broadway, or doing whatever, and you're still working your odd jobs, trying to figure things out, that's okay. That doesn't mean their career's gonna last forever. That doesn't mean they're happy. You have to do things for yourself, okay? And I really mean that out of the kindness out of my heart, because I don't want to see people chasing things for the idea of the Instagram likes or the following. You have to do things because you actually love them. Because if you don't do things because you actually love them, you're doing them because someone wants you to do them, or you're doing things because someone told you to do them, or you're doing them because you think this is what you want to do, but in your heart and your gut, you're like, I don't really care, I don't want to do this, you're never going to be happy. Because even if someone's supporting you financially, whatever, you still have to wake up with yourself every day and go to bed with yourself every night and be your best person. So you have to ask yourself if you want to do this career. And I say that in a realistic sense, because we're talking about money. We're going to talk about money, and money is very important. Hello. So money is very important because you need to know how to save money. And that's hard because actors and artists and models and painters are seen as people who don't know how to save money. They're seen as people who just spend money, the starving artists. Now listen, that's not necessarily untrue. People who are doctors have more money and lawyers than actors as a whole. But that's not to say that all artists are stupid, don't know what they're doing with money. I don't really understand why in this country, or really in any country, why finances aren't really discussed in the school system. Like, you're not really taught how to write a check. You're not taught how to have a high yield savings account. You're not taught how to invest in the stock market. You're taught how to do algebra, which you'll never use, but whatever, you know. But I say that because you need to self-educate yourself on financial literacy. It's very important. Hello. So you need to educate yourself on financial literacy. You have to know about basic human needs of being a human in America or wherever you live, okay? Now, if you live at home with your parents, that's great. You're saving money on rent. It might get old though, and you might want to be more independent, so maybe you can move out and get a roommate. That's up to you. Okay, so modeling and acting expenses. I want to talk about what to start with starting out, okay? What to expect. So I'm going to talk about being a human first. So before you're an actor, you're a human, okay? So I actually put a picture the other day. Took this nice little selfie when I was recording a self-tape. And I really like Anton Chekhov's quote of, if you want to work on your art, work on your life. Now, why did he say that? He's a famous playwright, Russian, very big deal in the making of American theater. If you don't know, now you know. You're welcome. Okay, so what he means by that is, if you want to become a better artist, better model, better actor, you need to be a good human. Now, if you're not taking care of yourself, remember, yourself is your product, you can't take care of your career, right? So if you're struggling to eat, it's going to be hard for you to concentrate at an audition or a casting where you're not getting paid to be there, when you have to go to work right after and you have to rush. That's hard. So I need you to get your finances together, okay? I'm not asking you to be rich. I'm not asking you to be rolling in the dough. I mean, there's 40 million people unemployed right now in this pandemic. But that's not to say there aren't ways to make things work. You have to be able to hustle. And I don't mean hustle the way where you're dying and you're working like a dog and you have no days off and you're constantly tired and you're disheveled and you're sleep deprived. That's not what I mean. I mean, you need to be able to make sacrifices, which are not fun. I mean, sacrifice is not really a fun word, but it is a necessary and realistic word for this industry. Meaning, you have to, as a human, we're talking about being a human first, you have to pay rent. We're not living at our parents. We're going to say we're living on our own. You're paying rent, or you have a mortgage, whatever. So you either have roommates or you don't. You're either going to sign a lease or you're going to sublet. You're going to live in someone else's apartment without being on the lease, and you're going to pay them the rent. Or you're going to pay the rent to your landlord. Okay, so you have to pay rent. Number one, you don't want to be evicted. You don't want to be living on the streets. You don't want to be homeless. You want to pay your rent. Cool, there's one thing. Now, why do you want to pay your rent? Well, first of all, I don't think anyone wants to be homeless. Second of all, you need to take a shower. You need to smell okay when you go to auditions. You need to look okay when you go on set. And you do need to have makeup on and do whatever you're doing for your image in terms of the acting world and modeling world. Okay, you need to have Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is not free. You need to have Wi-Fi. You need to be able to, oh my God, it fell. No, it's back. Okay, almost fell. Darn it, it's okay. All right, so you need to have Wi-Fi to be able to apply for your roles daily. You need to be able to send emails. You need to be able to create content and spread that on social media, YouTube, create your reel, edit things, all of the above. Zoom calls, podcast recordings, listen to education, listen to this webinar, whatever you're doing, you need to be able to have Wi-Fi. Very important. Okay, you need to have a phone. You don't just need Wi-Fi, you need to have a phone. You need people to be able to call you and be like, hi. And I know people who are millennials like me don't like people to answer the phone, but I do like to answer the phone. I need to be like, hey, yeah, oh my God, you want me on set? What time? Okay. Because this is way easier than sending a text or sending an email. It's urgent. When someone calls you, you better answer that phone. Now I know we're getting all these crazy phone calls of, is it your tax deduction time? Hello, Akash. Hello. Oh, your car warranty, student loan or forgiveness. It's a prank call. It's forgery. It's not real. We know this. But you need to be able to answer the phone when you don't know the number. Now, yeah, I guess it's kind of risky, but if you're in the acting world and you're applying for roles every day, and the modeling world, and you're applying for photographers and companies, whoever, and the CEO of Nike, the cast director of Nike is calling you at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday, and you don't answer the phone because you don't know the number, and you let it go to voicemail, but your voicemail happens to be full, do you think that cast director is going out of their way to contact you again after they tried to contact you already? No. They're probably not. They have a million other people on their list that can take the job and will answer the phone. I'm not saying you have to be on your phone at all times. I'm just saying have the decency to call people back at a normal hour and be ready to be there whenever, you know, you got to be ready. So the emails are great, texts are great, but the phone call is very important. Be able to answer the phone, pay for your phone bill. Electric and water. You need to take a shower, you need to have lights, you need to have power on your phone, your devices, your computer, all of that. Groceries, you need to eat. Now, I don't know what kind of roles you're going out for, but if you're going out for fitness roles, you need to be eating healthy 80% of the time. If you're going out for roles that are like not fitness related, like I actually have a fitness shoot this weekend and I do work out. So, you know, I mean, there's times where I'm like, you know, I want to eat a burger and I will eat the burger, but at the time, other times I'm like, well, I can't eat a burger every day, you know, because I'm setting my measurements in. And as a model and actor, you have to be aware that your product is your body. So you have to take care of your body and your skin and your mental health as well. Okay. So transportation, you have to be able to get to the audition and get to set on time, not late. Not late. Don't get there late. If you get there late, no, not good. Okay, so transportation. Whether that's public transit, MTA, the bus, the train, whatever, or if it's your car, gas, all these things. So these things I just named have nothing to do with being an actor. They have to do with being a human or a model, whatever. So everyone in the world needs these things. Rent, groceries, Wi-Fi, phone, electric, water, transportation. And this, let's just say in New York how much this would come to. Okay, let's just do some math. Let's say you share your apartment, your rent's $1,000, your Wi-Fi is $25, you're apart, you're splitting it with your roommate. Your phone, let's say, is $50. Your groceries a month, wow. Your groceries a month are like $250. Transportation is $130, and then you want a cost for like Ubers, if you take an occasional Uber, whatever, that would be about maybe like $50. Electric and water. In New York City, the rents in most places are including hot water. Electric's not included. So water, I won't cost for right now. And electric, we'll say 25 again. So let's just do some math. I don't have a calculator. Can I exit out of this for a second? I think I can. All right, 1 second. I paused it. Okay, let me do some math. 1,000 for your rent, 25 for your Wi-Fi, 50 for your phone. These are all the customations. I don't know what your bills personally will be. 250 for groceries a month. If you eat out, that's different. We're not going to include that. Electric, 25. Transportation, 130. Maybe some Ubers. All right, if I did this right, it comes to about 1,530. Okay, we did some math. And the math came to about $1,530, meaning that's $1,530 a month. Now that's just to be a human. That's just to exist. That's just to breathe air. Yeah, you're not even doing anything. That's just to like wake up. So that's a lot. That's a lot of money. I mean, you know, if you're young and you're pursuing acting, if you're modeling and you're not young, whatever, that's still money. You have kids. I don't even, if you have kids, I don't know about that. That's that's like 4 times as much. Diapers, all that great daycare. I don't know anything about that. I am dating my career right now. My career is my baby, so that's what I'm focused on. All right? Don't get distracted, okay? Don't get distracted. I'm serious, I'm talking to you guys. Do not get distracted, okay? Anyway, so $1,530 just to be a human. Okay, great. Now what about your acting career? Doing a little turn. All right, so this is where we get to the nitty gritty. Are you guys ready? You guys better have some pen and paper. This is all gonna be recorded and put on YouTube, so if you don't, you can just replay it. Okay, so, all right, this is where it's gonna get serious. If it hasn't gotten serious this whole time, it's about to get more serious. So, you need to have specific clothes that are gonna be used for your auditions. Meaning, if you're going to be doing a lot of self-tapes, which you are, if you're doing modeling or acting, whatever you're doing in the business, you have to have a specific amount of shirts. So your shirt should be, I would not wear this for an audition. This is a printed shirt. I would not do this, distracting. But I'm obviously not auditioning, I'm just recording this. So I would wear, this is a really nice color. I would wear this solid, maybe not fuzzy, it's kind of distracting, like a solid shirt, nothing with patterns, nothing with a logo. You're not getting paid to endorse Moschino, so why are you putting them on your body if they're not paying you and you're advertising them on the shit? No, don't do that. You can do that in your own life, but not for the auditions or the go-sees. So you need to have a specific amount of shirts and clothes that are basically your audition clothes. I have a whole drawer in my apartment that's just for auditioning, meaning I have like blues, pinks, greens, whatever. My eyes are green. If I wear purple and green, it makes my eyes pop. If you have brown eyes, different story. Your skin tone, you want to wear things that are good for your skin tone. Okay, so you're gonna have a whole specific wardrobe that's just for your career, just for your modeling, just for your acting. It's going to show your best self. It's gonna make you feel confident. It's not going to impede your movement. If you go to the gym and you wear something that's going to be constantly need to be pulled up, or something that's constantly falling down, that's not really ideal. That's not good. You don't want that. For your auditions, you want to be wearing something that's you're going to feel confident. You're not going to be thinking about what you're wearing. You're going to be thinking about the character or the modeling. You're thinking about your angles. You're not going to be thinking about, oh my God, is my shirt falling down? Oh my God, is this too revealing? Oh my God, is this color good on me? No, these are thoughts we don't need. We don't have time for that. You want to make sure you're being your best self and you're taking away all the things that don't matter. Those little things like, oh, darn, there's a thread missing. There's a hole. Fix that, move on to the next thing. And you don't have to be expensive for this. You can go to Forever 21, H&M, Amazon, whatever. Just get a few basic shirts that you think look good. You can always dress them up, dress them down with jewelry, jackets, makeup, whatever. You don't have to be a millionaire to start out. That's what I really want to stress. You can all do this, but you have to be serious and you have to be serious about your budget, serious about your money, and you need to be able to say no to fun social events if you cannot afford it, because you have to save money in order to buy your clothes for your acting career or modeling career, for example. Sacrifice. Okay, because if you really care about it, you'll be serious about it. Okay, so clothes, great. Okay, so marketing. Marketing is a very important thing in this world. So marketing, what is marketing? Marketing is basically you. Marketing is Nike's advertisement on 34th Street saying, just do it. DSW talking about how they're a designer shoe warehouse. Marketing is advertisements. Marketing is commercials. Marketing is billboards. Marketing is everything. Now, how do you market yourself as an actor when you're actually just pursuing yourself and you don't have a product to sell, right? Like the plant. So marketing is going to be headshots, business cards, resumes, websites, social media, subscriptions, so many things. So I'm going to talk about them right now. So headshots. So headshots are one of the most important things to have as a model and an actor. Why? Why is just your face important? Well, your face is important because it's going to show people who you are. It's going to show your personality. So your headshot, I could do a whole thing about headshots, but your headshot should show your personality. It should show you're not wearing a lot of makeup, but it should show you on your best day how you look on most of your days. Meaning it has, if I was to look at my headshot, oh, I didn't bring it, I should have brought it, whatever. If I was to look at my headshots, I could automatically see, okay, I can play this. I see her eye color, I see her skin type, I see her hair color, I see how she looks on camera. This is a great angle. You want to look your best, but you don't want to look too made up, because you want to look like your headshot when you go into an audition or when you go into a go-see, when you go on to set. You don't want to look different. You don't want to catfish them. Not good. Don't do that. So if you gained 20 pounds or you lost 20 pounds, or you got braces, or you got plastic surgery, or you dyed your hair, or you did different eyebrows, you have to make that accurate in your headshots. You cannot look not like your headshot. You need to look like your headshots. And headshots, they're expensive. They're very expensive. If you get cheap headshots and they're good, God bless you, that's amazing. It's great, but that's pretty unusual. Headshots, can be from like $800 to $1,500 to $2,000. Yeah, sometimes they do payment plans. Makeup is like $150. It really depends, but a good headshot session with a great photographer will cost you, and it is going to take a lot from your bank, and you have to be ready for that. So headshots, I'd say save at least $1,000 for headshots, at least. And then you have to get them edited. You have to get two edited. One serious, one smiling. I know you really don't need that much editing, but it's just to make it look better on camera. Like, don't do some crazy things where you don't look like yourself anymore. But the headshots are very important. Hello. You know what I'm saying? If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat so I can rate them. Okay. All right, so headshots, great. Your business cards, people have questioned if business cards are still a thing in the industry because of everything being digital. I still give out business cards all the time. People give me business cards all the time. I don't think that they're obsolete. I think business cards are useful. I have made my business cards on Vistaprint.com myself. I chose the template. I matched my website color, which is a really beautiful lavender, to my business cards. I had Squarespace and Vistaprint contact each other, and I did like a 3-way call. So I made sure everything is perfect in terms of my brand marketing, where everything looks the same and it's all clear of who I am on multiple platforms, which is also important for marketing. So business cards, that can range. I always get a nice discount at Vistaprint. You can also go to other places like Staples. I don't really know though, I've only used Vistaprint, and I think it came to like less than $200 and you get like a good amount. Don't order too much though, like order as much as you need for the time, because they might, you might change your phone number or whatever. Also headshots, you also have to think about how much money you're gonna spend getting them printed. Like you're gonna get 25 printed or 50 printed. A question I get as well is, oh, are we still doing headshots? Is it just digital? And yes, digital is happening, but I actually had an in-person modeling call, casting call last month for a fashion show that's happening in June, and they wanted my printed headshot, and I had it, so it was good. Hello. Okay, so website. Do you really need a website if you have social media? Yeah, I think you do. I really do think you do. If you look at actors who are very well established, like Meryl Streep, she doesn't really have a website. Cardi B has a website, and Cardi B has a lot of social media, but she has a website. I have a website, and I also have social media. Just saying. So I think websites are important because websites takes away the distraction of likes, comments, whatever, and just lets you be you on your personal website. I mean, Apple has a website. Nike has a website. They don't just have their social media. Their social media is supplemental to their brand marketing, but their website is number one, okay? Now I'm talking about this seriously because if you really want to pursue this as a career seriously, you have to have these things, I think. Okay, remember this is my opinion, okay. All right, so submission sites. If you're gonna apply to be a model and actor in whatever city you're in, you have to know about certain websites that are available. I've talked about this on a different webinar, but I'll just mention them here. Actors Access, Backstage, casting networks, Playbill. There's many different kinds. Mandy, whatever, depending on what you use. I don't use all of them. I use some that I've experienced the best numbers with, but they aren't free. If you do have an agent, they can submit you on the websites and you don't need to pay for it. But if you want to upload media, which you have to have your photos, to have your videos, you have to be able to have that there. It's like a walking resume, digital is what it is. So the Actors Access is $68 a year. Backstage is $150 a year. Casting networks, I'm not sure how much it is because my agent does submit me on there, but I did pay for the media submission unlimited, and it comes to like $130 a year. So these all add up, okay? So let's do some more math, shall we? Hello, Lido. Let's do some more math. All right, so let's say headshots, we'll say 1,000. To get them printed, we'll say $100. To get them edited, we'll say another $50. And makeup, $150. So let's say headshots, just headshots, okay? Headshots, 1,000 plus 300, 1,300. Okay, business cards, we'll say $250. Website, so if you're a student and you go on Squarespace, you actually can get a half-price year-long Squarespace hosted website, which I did. And you can do that if you have a .edu email. Maybe you're not a student, maybe you're a professor, whatever. And that comes to, it's $144 a year, so it would be half that, at least when I did in 2017. And let's say that's $150, you're not a student, we'll say. So $150, and then you have to also buy your domain. I recommend going to GoDaddy.com instead of going on Squarespace or Wix or Weebly. I also like Squarespace the best. I did not like Weebly, I did not like Wix because it wasn't as customizable. I actually designed my website myself, and I love it. It's great. You can check out my website, sophiagutchinov.com. I will put the link in the description. But yeah, so you have to buy your domain, which is the website name, not just like the hosting site. So if it's apple.com, you have to buy apple.com. You know, so apple.com is not free, and I had to pay for that, and I got a good deal. I only paid like $30 or something for like a few years. But I did get insurance in case there's any kind of hackers or anything like that. So let's say that's like $50, right? Okay, submission sites. 70 plus 150 plus 130. Okay, you're also going to be spending money to know what's happening in the industry. So you might be subscribing to weekly newsletters or emails or magazines, you know? So let's say you are subscribing to Variety or Hollywood Reporter or special email lists or, you know, listservs, or you have a Netflix subscription, or you have a Hulu subscription, or you have an Amazon Prime, or you have HBO Max, or you have Apple TV. There's so many. Let's just say you have 3. I have 3. Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix. So my Netflix is $9, we'll say 10. Hulu, I actually have free with Spotify, and Spotify is about $9, so we'll say another 10. Prime is like $150, I think, for the year, so we'll say $150. Okay? All right, so remember, your headshots are about $1,500, let's say. Business cards, $250, website, $150, submission sites comes to, hold on, let me do some more math. Hello, I'm doing some math. We're adding up how much it costs to be an actor. All right, 1 second. Okay. 150 plus 130 plus 70 plus 50 plus 130. All right, so that's $550 just to be auditioning. Okay, that doesn't mean you booked anything. That just means you're auditioning. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Streaming and plays, 170. Okay, and equipment. Well, you can use your cell phone, but your cell phone needs to have good lighting, and your cell phone needs to have a tripod, and you might need to have a mic, and you might need to have more lights. So you might have a ring light, you might have an LED, you might have a DSLR camera, you might have multiple tripods, you might have multiple ring lights, you might have multiple microphones, you might have an editing software, you might have a voiceover editing software, you might have a computer, you might have your phone's apps, you might have all of these things. This is all part of your equipment, and this is gonna cost you a lot. So I'm gonna tell you about mine personally, okay? So my camera, I bought refurbished. I mean, I did not buy it brand new because it's very expensive. I have a DSLR Canon T3i Rebel. It's a very basic camera. I use it for video. I don't even use it for photos, but it's great. I love it. The camera, the tripod, and the LED light cost me about $1,000. And I got a discount from being a student at B&H here in New York. Look for student discounts. This is when I was in college. Okay, the ring lights cost about $50. I got a bundle. If you have a software, that would cost you something. A tripod, all of the above. The voiceover mic was about $75. So yeah, let's just say $2,000 for equipment. Let's just say that. Oh, we should include your phone. Well, let's say you already have your phone because your phone's part of your life and you don't necessarily need it just for acting. Okay. All right. Classes and workshops. So, like I said before, if you're going to pursue this career and you're serious about it, you can't just rely on your own bare talent. You have to have training. You have to have people that support you. You need to have a team of people. You need to have someone who can teach you how to model, know your angle, someone who can teach you how to choose the best photos, someone who can teach you how to act, someone who can teach you can use your voice and speech, someone who can teach you how to use accents, all of the above, different types, so many different fields in this industry. So classes and workshops, I mean, some classes and workshops can be thousands of dollars, you know, it really depends. Let's say just $1,000. We'll say it's cheap. We're running a deal for the pandemic. Networking, I mean, right now there's not many things in person happening, but if this was in person, you'd be going to networking events, you would be doing meet and greets, you'd be meeting people, all those kind of things, and you would probably be paying to be there. So let's say that's about $250. And then if you're going to join the union because you're that serious about being in this career, whether that's SAG-AFTRA or equity, that's actually about $3,000 for one of the unions. So let me just do some math again. Hi, I'm talking about acting and modeling with income and making money, but I have to do some math, so I must go on my calculator. Okay, so the math is gonna look like this. All right, to be a human, do you remember? 1530. Headshots, $1,500, plus $250 for business cards, plus your website and your submission sites, plus your streaming and paying to like know about what's going on in the industry. So that's $200. Plus equipment, about $2,000. plus classes and workshop, which is way too low what I estimated, but I'm just doing it for you guys. Plus networking about $250. Plus if you're going to join the union. So if you're not going to join the union, it's about $7,000, $280. And if you're going to join the union, it's going to be over $10,000. Yeah. 10,280. I wish I brought my taxes here today. I would have told you exactly how much I spent in the past years to be an actor. But yes, so that's about, that's over $10,000. Okay, that's over $10,000. Why is it over $10,000? I just spent the past hour telling you why it's $10,000. Thank you so much, Sarah. Cute. So I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm not telling you this to discourage you. I'm telling you this because you have to be able to put money aside to save for these things, to pursue this career in a serious sense where you're actually making money solely from this career and not having a survival job. Now, when you're pursuing this career, obviously you're gonna have a survival job, which is another thing on the expenses list. And you have to manage your time, which I've talked about a lot in other webinars. So you have to manage your time well enough where you're able to work your side hustles and you're also able to dedicate your time to acting. And that's very hard with sleep. I'm not gonna lie, it's very hard. But you can make it work if you really love it. So hopefully your survival job is not costing you anything. I am gonna be honest with you. I thought that pursuing real estate would help my acting career to make some side money, but to pursue a career while you're pursuing acting or modeling that also needs so much from you and that also requires so much money to be spent and also requires so much time that you're actually not making money actively from, only when you book or close a deal, it wasn't a good fit for modeling and actors. So I would not recommend going into real estate. I would not recommend having your survival job being a job that is like acting, where you don't get paid to audition, you only get paid when you're booked. And also you have to spend a lot of money up front or as you go to pursue the right things. So I just want to say that now. So like getting a flexible job, you know, I did a whole thing about survival jobs, but I will touch on it right now. Like, you know, working as a barista and working mornings and having your afternoons free. Hey. Being a bartender, making sure you're not working too late so that you can audition later in the day, you know, those kind of things, you know, being someone's virtual assistant. There's a lot of different jobs now that have changed with the pandemic. I'm not really too sure of what's going on in the job market because of the pandemic, but I do know that when there is a will, there is a way. I put myself through school and I started working 2 jobs in high school and I made money that I saved to come to New York City to pursue my career. And if I didn't work in high school and sacrifice, you know, lunch and all those things and like working and doing homework at lunchtime instead of like seeing friends, seeing them on the weekends, I would not be where I am today in my career. And I'm not trying to say that I'm this amazing actress model that's doing all these great things. I mean, I am doing great things and I am proud of myself, but I'm telling you this as someone who's actually working, someone who's really pursuing this career, and someone who sees the good, bad, and the ugly, and also the joys of it. And I just want you to know that it is going to cost you money. You do have to save money, and sometimes you might have to say no to going out or doing something fun because you have to put that money aside for your $1,000 headshots. So that is the webinar. Let's see what else I have to say. Oh yeah, just make sure you watch out for red flags. If a casting director, not an agency, if a casting director is asking you to send them a check, that's not good. Latitude here, Latitude Talent Agency is a service. If you're interested in working with us and learning more about what we do and how to help you with your career with modeling and acting, contact us directly on the page. I will write in the story next my social media so you can follow me and DM me if you have any questions. And yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, email Latitude, DM me. And just remember that this is a career for the long haul. It's not linear. You have to save money and you have to be ready to invest in yourself. All right, thank you so much. I'm gonna end this now.